This is Optimus Prime.
Would you believe I left Manly in pouring rain, and 2.5 hours later, at 140 plus kilometres, I've reached Moss Vale? And have a look at the weather. It's beautiful and sunny. I've just parked here on Sutton Road. We're going to hit a target tomorrow morning, and I thought I'd park out front because I'm not quite sure how much light there is going to be in the morning. So I wanted to get some video of the actual gates and what they look like. So we'll cruise on up here and park out the front and get a little bit of video, because tomorrow I think we'll just have to get behind the gate as quick as possible so we don't get seen. Belle actually did some recon for me about 3 weeks ago, so I've seen video of it, but I haven't actually seen it in person. It must be where all these trees are here on the right hand side. She did say it's across the road from the scarecrow in the front yard. So right here, if I can pull up in the shade, this is our target for tomorrow. And this is Sydney Church of England Girls Grammar School, or better known as Skeggs Moss Vale. This first popped up on my radar in 2016 when I was exploring up here with a friend of mine. She told me about this girls' school, but I didn't think anything of it. And then in 2017, when I was exploring with my friends, Andrew and Darren, we were going to hit it. You can see the buildings up the top there. But it was 4 weeks ago that Belle read an article online, and I was absolutely amazed to read what happened here 64 years ago and the connection that it has to the northern beaches. So I thought 2025 is the year that Optimus Prime and the icon hit it. I'll just zoom on in. Got a raspy throat, so I can't really talk. So you can see there, we'll be able to get in through the fence. So this is the long driveway that all the cars would have driven up way back in the early 20th century. So I'm just on my way to catch up with Belle. So the next time you'll see us here will be early morning, and there will be a story time with Optimus Prime, and I'm telling you, you don't want to miss this. What I read about this place, it just shocked me. I can't believe it. And to have that connection with the northern beaches where I was born into and lived for 54 years and never heard about it, I'm still stunned. So we'll end it here, and I'll see you again tomorrow morning. Okay, we're on, baby. Starting to hit this school this morning. It's 2 degrees, about 20 past 6 on a Friday morning here on Sutton Road. You've got to get in before these residents wake up. You can see someone right down there on the footpath walking up this way with their dog. Once we're behind this gate here, we're okay. The icon's gone in. As I was saying yesterday, this place first came to my attention in 2016 when I was bushwalking this area with a friend and she mentioned it. And then in 2017 when I was with Darren and Tracker, we were exploring the Maltings and a few other places up here towards Goulburn, St John's Orphanage. There was always talk about hitting it then, but there was always something else that popped up before it. And 4 weeks ago, Belle was reading an article and she said, have a look at this. Look what happened at this school. And I had no idea back then the dark past that this school has. This is the long driveway where the parents would have driven up. Bill, there's a special treat for you today. This was Maverick's favourite segment, Story Time with Optimus Prime. So we're going to talk about a guy by the name of Leonard Keith Lawson, born in 1927, and in the year 1954, Ken would have been 27 years of age. He abducted 5 models on the northern beaches and took them up to Terry Hills, where he raped 2 of them and assaulted another 3. Now, yesterday I said to you, this place has got a connection with the northern beaches. Well, I've lived on the northern beaches all my life, and for 4 years I worked up at Terry Hills, and never did I hear this story ever filter down. You would think that in the community on the northern beaches, the story would be handed down from generation to generation. I never heard of anything like that ever happen up at Terry Hills. So, and 7 years later in 1961, he gets released. And later that year, he has a Coleroy apartment and he's doing a self-portrait of a 15-year-old girl called Jane Bauer. He was an illustrator. He's known as the comic book killer. So he kills Jane in his apartment, and the next day he's on the run. Arms himself with a rifle, gets in his car, and he could have gone anywhere. Think, he's in Coleroy, he's on the northern beaches of Sydney. He could have gone up the north coast, he could have gone down the south coast. He comes up here to Mossvale. No doubt down this long driveway in his car up to Skeggs Mossvale, where he storms the chapel and takes 150 senior students hostage. There's a headmistress in there and a teacher. Oh, we've got a creek running straight through this joint. Look how beautiful that is. Wow. So he's in the chapel with 150 students, and the headmistress scribbles on a note and throws it out the window where a couple of students pick it up, and it says, "Ring police." And that's when all hell breaks loose. I think he twigs onto what happened. The headmistress tries to muzzle the gun. She gets a hand blown off. And then, I don't know why, out of the 150 students, he targets someone called Wendy Luscombe and shoots her through the heart. So he murders a girl the day before, Jane Bauer, in Coleroy Plateau. And then the day after, he drives up here, takes those students hostage, and kills Wendy Luscombe. That was in 1961, 64 years ago. And we're going to go up and have a look at this school. So what remains up here are a whole bunch of buildings. There should be a school hall, a swimming pool, and a tennis court. The chapel where this took place was demolished not long after. So we've got some houses up there that we need to stay clear of. This looks like a bit of a turning circle cul-de-sac, so you would think the cars would have gone up the left-hand side and then returned on the right here. So there might be a turning circle up the top. So that's why I decided 10 years, virtually 10 years after hearing about this place, to do it, because it's got a connection to where I live. I just can't believe that it caused so much grief with raping girls and murdering young Jane in 1961 there at Coleroy, and then comes up here and takes hostage. That goes to confirm my theory that we all have a number. Our tickets are stamped, so we all have a place of when we die and how we die. Look at that building there. And unfortunately that day, Wendy, that was her ticket. To think that she was picked out of all those students. So Belle, we're going to be entering in here, so do you want to take that flashlight out of my holster here? Looks like everything's open. So we'll hit this building first on the right, and then we'll walk around. I do know that the tennis court is right at the back. When I had a look at this place from satellite mapping, the tennis court is over these buildings. Okay, so on guard, yeah? It's a cold morning, so we may find squatters in here. So we've got a downstairs and we've got a normal section. Let's hit downstairs first and then we'll work our way up. I don't think it was in such bad condition 10 years ago. This has really happened within that decade of kids trashing the spot. Can you see? You've got the torch on? Just hit that button once.
So I can use it,
Oh, whenever you, yeah. I'm just saying, if you need to take a picture, up there, turn it on and shine your torch up there.
Yeah.
So this, I don't know what this would have been, just storage or something. And all the hot water tanks were. Every window has been broken. And you might be asking what happened to the comic book killer. Well, he was one of these prisoners that was never to be released. And he died in Grafton Correctional Facility in 2003. He was 74 years of age. But even in jail, he was still causing mayhem. There was a dance group. Let's go do the top section first. There was a dance group that attended Parramatta Jail when he was in there. And he attacked one of the dancers. It was said to be some sort of escape attempt. And the young lady that this happened to was said to never get over this incident, and about 6 or 7 years later, she committed suicide. So even in jail, he was still the monster that he was outside. Were these classrooms? Or maybe girls stayed here, like slept here. Still got the original green carpet. When I... Huh? They might have been boarders, yeah. We had this carpet when I used to go to school as well. Have a look for dates to see if there's any old ones, you know, from years gone by. Look at the mist, babe. Come out here and take this shot here. Look at the idiots have thrown everything from the windows here. See, there's air conditioning fans there. I used to make them. See that big fan there?
Oh, yeah.
I used to have a conveyor belt there at Sea Hornet where we used to make them for Alcare. Look at all the doors. Women. See the women door there?
Oh, yeah.
So this was just a women's school, yeah? It wasn't co-ed. And another fun fact as well.
Yes, can just do girls.
Girls, yeah. Another fun fact, when I went to high school from the years 1983 to 1987 there on the northern beaches at Balgala Boys, I used to purposely catch the Wynyard all stops, and the reason being, we had a dedicated bus for our school, but I used to catch the Wynyard all stops because there was two sets of girls from two different schools. So the McKellar girls high school used to get off at the stop that I got on, that was Manlyvale, and then once we got onto the bus there, the students that would remain on the bus would be Skeggs, Redlands, Cremorne. So I was on the bus with the girls from Skeggs, Redlands, Cremorne. And the reason why this school exists, it was for, as they wrote it, for girls that had asthma and bronchitis and delicate females that couldn't handle city living. They would suggest that they would send them up here with the country air, and they could function a little bit better than they would at the Darlinghurst Skeggs. I had a look online too, Bill. The Cremorne chapter of Skeggs is no longer called Skeggs Redlands. It's just called Redlands, and it's no longer the Sydney Church of England Girls Grammar School. It's now the Sydney Church of England Co-Educational Grammar School. Look, damaged the gyp rock. Looks like they've got up through the manhole there. That green carpet brings back so much memories. Like I say, it's like a mirrored image. You go up one side and then come down the other side. Look at that, toilets. See down here, Bill? They're throwing the toilets out and everything. Radiated from the heaters back in the day. There's no way knowing that you could fortify this place to keep the young kids out. Fuck their sisters. Look at these idiots. In the pictures. This joint closed in 1974, and the only reason why we found out so much information about it is Channel 9 News did some sort of 50-year anniversary, and there's a write-up online. So if you want to type in Skeggs Mossvale and look for the Channel 9 news article, you'll find out all the atrocities that happened up here from that maniac. Looks like rain's been getting in here. I can smell the carpet, and there you go. So did you say you've seen some sort of video where a guy was walking on a veranda?
Stairwell.
Okay, but you said that he was walking on a veranda somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh man, look at this classroom. There's an awesome little veranda here. I like this room. Look at this room. Okay, so the tennis court must be out there somewhere. How beautiful does that look? So there's the turning circle. It comes all the way around, and it comes back down here. So I gather that road is to take you up to the tennis court. See the flagpole, Bill? You see it sticking up?
Yeah.
There's the flagpole there. Look at this poor old dead tree here. Underneath. Yeah, look at all the doors and everything thrown down here. Lights, curtains, blinds. It's Excuse the sniffles and the shaking of the camera. As I said, it was 2 degrees when we started this. This is going to be a very, very long video because we've got a lot of rooms to hit. Is this another section? Oh, back through the door here. Oh, there we go, like a little toilet where they bath themselves.
These are the toilets for this.
The dorms here. So you think they were living on campus?
Yes.
I'd say they would have been. I love that the vines are coming in the window. That's a good look. So you'll find many videos of this place online, but as I've said to you before in previous videos, it's not the same unless you walk through Optimus Prime. You walk through with Optimus Prime. Look at the moss on top of the awning here. I'll get a couple of pictures of you on this balcony here. I like the round architecture of it. And then we'll go down through here. Actually, we'll go through here. I asked Mav if he wanted to come up. God, they destroyed everything. Everything. A private family trust own this now, and they've tried to rezone it for residential aged care, and that was knocked back, and then just residential homes, and that was knocked back as well. And it's just been left in this condition. 1974, the reason why it closed was Skeggs was facing a huge financial crisis, and it was decided back then that the Moss Vale chapter of their schools should close. So the Darlinghurst one remains open, the Redlands Cremorne remains open, and the one that was right up here in the bush. I gather the girls were not so more delicate in the 70s as they were in the early 1900s. I think it opened in 1904, very early on in the 20th century. Look how eerie it looks down there. So that's where we entered, yeah? So we've done this whole building. Okay, so we've entered there. So we'll get out on this side. Look, there's something in the tree over there as well. Did you go in here? Looks like it was a staff room. Okay, so there's the school hall. Bill, I think that's the school hall, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's the, looking at the way it's designed, how open plan that the floor is there, I would say that, look how the awning goes around, kept the girls dry from the rain when they needed to walk. Thank Christ this camera can film for long periods. My old camera could only film for 11-minute intervals, so I had to watch the counter every time. Because sometimes it would stop and I'd still be filming thinking that I was recording footage, but I was actually recording nothing. So this goes for half an hour. I've got another 8 minutes of footage before I start up. All right, come over here, Bill. I'll take a few pictures with you and then we'll head out and do the school hall. Okay, you can turn your camera off. And sorry, the torch off, flashlight. Now let's head down here. Just make sure, it looks like there's concrete under here, so just to be sturdy. Oh, you've got an entire bottom section as well, I forgot about this. A lot of devastation down here. So it's going to be exactly like the top level. A door heading out, so there's been a fire here. Oh, this is where the fireplace is. This will make a good shot. So someone has actually been burning fires here. I'm surprised that this place hasn't burnt down, considering it's all wood. Wow. Got some mod cons in here. This is the kitchen. Laminate floors. Don't know what's down there. Cupboards. Let's see if we can find a date on here. We have got Wednesday, November 24th, 2010. 15 years ago newspaper. December 9, 2000. I'd say there would have been squatters over the years in here. And brickwork coming apart. We will head straight out that way once we do this bottom section. So once I sweep these rooms, Belle, you can come on through, it's safe. Because I remember you were saying to me you don't want me to leave you to and take off anyway, so just heading through there, there's nothing in there. So just use your flashlight if you need to. I've given Belle the X80 GT, the 25,000 lumen flashlight. She's never held anything like that in her life. Had a nice noise there, like an explosion. There is factories around here, so that'll make a good picture up there. So we've got another fire here with it burnt underneath the carpet and into the floorboards and the beams. I'll wait for Belle. This was the room I was just in. Little pyromaniacs. No, it's a mirror image. You were upstairs. Notice how it's exactly the same as upstairs? So it's just two levels. This, I'd say, would be the main, like the biggest building. I don't think there'll be another building on campus here that's bigger than this one. Washing machine, yeah, there's the school hall straight through there. There you go. Hey, Bill, we had inscriptions like this when we visited St. John's Orphanage. Have a look at this. Make sure you get a picture of this. Come over here. Can you see my hand? Come over here. I guess you get a picture. I gather they're talking about Wendy. You with me? In here. You got it here? Inscription.
Yeah, I wanted to do that somewhere.
Yeah.
It's getting there,
You
but
got it?
I will do that.
That's the first one we've found, anything like that. I would say, if I was to make a bet, they're talking about Wendy Luskin. Yeah. If Lenny Lawson was still alive, he would be in his mid to late 90s. Look at the vines coming in here. This will make a good shot. So this looks like may have been the officers, administration, looking at these cupboards and the door, the colour of the doors and stuff like this. I'd say this may have been where the headmistress would have been. Smoke detector. Still got the blinds here. Come in here, Bill. Get a picture of that man on the wall there. You might be able to get him in. I don't know how far back you can stand. Very eerie indeed. We've got a swinging window here. Let's see if the hinges still work. All the vines are stopping it. It's not really functioning all that well. The paint thinners down there, it looks like. Probably how they started the fire. Someone's mobile number. All right, let's go walk through this main building. As well? No, we've got to go through the bottom. There's one more section down straight through here that we haven't been to. It is the same as the top, but might as well go suss it out. Fuse box room. I've been having a look at the newspapers. 2010. That other one that I thought was 2000 may have been 2010 as well. That's a good picture down through there. So this is identical to the top section. So we'll actually go out the same door we came in. And the thing is, I've got a YouTube channel that's dedicated to crime, documentaries on Australian notorious crime figures like Ivan Milat and some bank robbers and stuff like that. Never in my time have I heard of Lenny Lawson. I don't think the main news networks here in Australia have done any documentaries on the guy. Oh, the train scared the shit out of me. A bell coming in. I had a look on YouTube to see if there's any documentaries, and there's one from a YouTuber called Purple Celery. She made a small 7-minute piece about 3 years ago about the forgotten killer Lenny Lawson. That's the only thing I could find on this guy. I'm wondering why after all these years, Channel 9 or Channel 7 haven't done anything on this guy, considering he caused so much heartache for so many families. Fuck, that's a heavy door. That's really heavy. Reminds me of that Def Leppard song. Women, women, yeah, yeah. Okay, so that's the room. So we went up those stairs, didn't we? Yeah, and we did all these rooms down here? We sure did. All right, let's walk around. Look at all the beautiful trees. So you're saying there's houses and factories up that way? Let's go do this school hall and then we'll walk around that way. Because if we are seen and told to leave, I want to get as much footage as possible. I need to do a battery swap. I'm just looking at the really long driveway. We wouldn't expect any cars coming up because that gate down there has got a couple of hefty padlocks on it. And they've got up in the awnings and ripped the tiles. That may have been when this was all secured back in the day. What they do when you find buildings that are boarded up, the kids will get up on the roof and they'll remove the tiles and they'll come in through the cavity up there. Beautiful spot for a school. I wonder if that's more buildings over there. You would think it'd be just here. So if you want to see that piece on Lenny Lawson, just type in purple celery on YouTube. We've got an upstairs section as well. I'll head up, Belle, and have a look down. We've got the seats up here, the old style. This is like the old style grandstands for the football stadiums back in the day. Say hi, babe. It'll make a good shot from up here if you want to come up here. Just straight up those stairs. There would have been a few recitals happen here over the years in the 1900s. Moss. There's another building right over there that we need to get to. I gather that's where they ate, under that little section there. It looks like there may have been seats there. There's an old painting. Have you noticed that? An old painting on the side there that someone has made, I gather, when the school was open. That wouldn't have been put there afterwards. That thing right there looks like it was painted when the school was still open. I was going to say that's fire, but I think it's water, mould from water. Just be careful you don't go through any floorboards, yeah? The sun coming through the tree. Belle's left her little piece here. A little angel. So she was 15 in 1961. So 40, 60, 64 years plus 15. What would that make her, Belle? 79? If she was still alive today? 79 years of age. If she's still alive, I'd say her parents are long since passed. Always love looking under school halls. If you remember, we did that theatre on Parramatta Road, and I managed to film underneath the stage as well. Should I do a bit of a tap dance? I've got my patented thongs on today. Those of you that are new watchers to my channel, if you notice there, I put washers on the bottom of my plugs. Stops the plugs from coming through. Although, if you purchase yourself some boomerang footwear, then you wouldn't have to worry. But these Havaianas are from, wow, 2011. They're called the Four Nights. They used to glow in the dark. I only wear these for explores, for abandoned buildings. Whoa! It flexed. These doors open. See how they've tried to board it up? So these are the people afterwards who try to secure it. They've just nailed a few doors together. Someone's come in through the top or gone out through the top. Yeah, old school, yeah. School hall. You got your torch there? Just give us the torch. I'll double click up there and get the light shining and get a picture of that. After 3. 1, 2, 3. You got it? Cool. All right. Do that. Let's head out. Hit these other buildings. Look at the old light fixtures that are still... Any globes in there? Let's see if the globe's still in. That's what? Yeah, the globes are still in there. That one's missing, so someone's actually thrown something up in there. I bet you, see, someone's actually bent that one up there. But that one there, one's missing a globe. Someone's throwing something from here to see. I bet you the kids from down here try to throw stuff up into the bezel there and see if they could smash the globe. Hang on, let me just see if these ones are still there. Yeah, these ones are still there. What was that? Hang on. What were you saying? The front?
Yeah, like,
Ostomy, yeah. I
But
don't know
is
if I
that Ostomy? It doesn't look school entrances. Maybe it's over here.
It could be.
Yeah,
Yeah, they talk about the main building being called Ostomy. Yeah, let's walk down there. Go underneath the awning here. Well, it might have some sort of writing on it that says Ostomy. Look at this. How much... Oh, actually, we've got to get over to here, Bill, and see what it's all about. You want to come through here? Yeah, you can walk through and through, I think. If I can make it through with thongs, I think you can do it. Okay, if you like, if you want to. Yeah, that looks like to be some sort of industrial complex, someone's factory over there. Yeah, that's what I thought, a canteen where girls would have sat and ate. Yeah, no, it's a bit chilly, isn't it? Can't believe when we woke up today it was 2 degrees. I posted something on my Facebook this morning that said it was 2 degrees. There's something up in there with a bench. Surely there's not buildings up there from the school. No, there's cars. That's something else. Okay, thank Christ for that. I didn't want to go up there. Is that a blackboard? I haven't seen that main building, the picture that Channel 9 posted with the blackboard in there. Did you see any blackboard in that building over there? But that was only from last year. Come, Bill, come out this way and we'll take a picture of... What's right? Yeah, I know. So what do you think this was? Well, what do you think it was? I like the little escape door. What's that all about?
This could have been a classroom.
You reckon classroom?
This could have been a classroom.
A little escape door that goes straight out underneath the trees.
Yeah, it makes sense with the chalkboard on that side. This was put in long afterwards. This is not from one of the early buildings. This is very different. This, when do you think this wooden architecture's from? You think this is 60s? Yeah, but when do you think this is from? From the 60s? I don't remember any of this when I was in the 80s, 70s and 80s. I know the floor, but the top, I haven't seen anything. Is that to reverberate the music? Yeah, that might have been. Yeah. Anyway, come out here and we'll take a picture shooting back at this building. Oh, there it is down there, Bill. It says reception, I think. That may be the original building.
No, it shouldn't be. It's terrible. It's not good.
That one there. What about that one?
No. It's got that lovely ostomy on the top.
Oh, does it?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what this little one was. It's a big school, huge grounds. There's many ways that you can get in. So that's where one video that Belle watched, some guy came up through the back. I don't know why he just didn't walk in through the front door. He missed out all the footage from the long driveway where Lenny would have bloody driven up with his rifle. Oh no, it says substation. Maybe where you park the cars. Looks like a garage for a car. Watch for snakes. Yeah, so this is like a maintenance shed for the school, I'd say. Handyman would have worked in here fixing stuff. There's where his tools were. Mowing of the lawns, they would have kept their lawn mowers in here. Just the general fixing of whatever went wrong in the school. You can see a lawnmower catcher there. You want to go in there, Bill? Take a picture? You don't want to come in? Come on in, have a look at it. While you're here, you want to have a look in there. I'd say it would have been where the guy kept his lawnmowers and whatever else. There's a lot of grass to mow here. Whoever was the caretaker of the school had a lot of work to do. How you finding it, honey? It's your second abandoned explore. What do you prefer, the bushwalking or? Huh? I'll take a picture just from here. I'll stand on this side, maybe shoot that way up there, his board where he kept his tools and stuff like that. You got your torch yet? Yeah, I know, it's cold. Alright, I'll let you do that and then I'll head up into this other building. Yeah, I can't feel my toes. It's so cold. Warning, this gate is monitored 24/7. Site sec. Keep out. So you're then heading into something else over there. I don't think that's got anything to do with the school. It says substation. So something used to be straight through here. Like a driveway or something. This looks like to be the last building. What do you call those red fiery trees down there? They look beautiful, don't they? What an awesome explore. So easy to get into. It's away from everyone. You see the little path up through here. The road that we parked on, Sutton Road, there's a line of houses on one side, but on the other side it's just a footpath. Big room. This may have been one of the original buildings. It looks very different to the ones over there. Oh no, this was later. Looking at that, that's aluminium. There was no aluminium, and that brick's later too, so this was maybe an add-on. The girl must have been wondering where I went. Bill! Get over here quick. Before we're seen. This must be an add-on, because look at the brickwork in here, and they've got aluminium sheeting up on top. See how the brick's different?
Yeah.
There was no bricks on those buildings out there, was there? They were all wooden. This is coming in afterwards. These white bricks, this is not 80s, this is not 70s, maybe 50s or 60s. And you wouldn't think that we're doing anything in the 70s, because it closed in 74. What do you think this was, a classroom?
Here and the floor.
Yeah, maybe just lectures or something. This is the kitchen area, or no? Just administration.
Possibly,
Right, be careful here. A lot of boards missing down here. A hell of a lot of boards. What's going on? You reckon that's what it is? Another stage, yeah. Well, that's the thing, I'm trying to watch where the nails are. I think that's it. I don't think I can go any further. I'm just wondering if this... There's nails everywhere here. Swimming pool. That's something that we haven't seen. Where would the swimming pool be? Is there a hole in the ground? Where would the swimming pool be? Would it be enclosed? The tennis court I seen was right at the very far back. Turn that flashlight off. Hey, hey. Oh, done, baby. Oh, we can go upstairs. It's where naughty children were kept underneath the stairwell. Don't you love walking upstairs? No, I do. Maverick's missed out on this one. I gave him the opportunity to take a day off. He said, I can't do it, Chiz. I can't do it.
Is this running water? Woo!
It's cold up here. I don't think I need the flashlight in here. It's so well lit, no. Look at these beautiful, large, big windows.
This looks like where the girls sat. It's a boarding house.
They reckon it's the boarding house. I just seen something run down over there. I don't know what it was. Something ran across the paddock, but I wonder if I caught it on camera. The boarding house. Yeah, plenty of showers and toilets here. You got this. That's where the basins were. Looks like they've been thrown out the window. Someone's little room here. Wow, this is a bright room, isn't it? Nice and warm in here. How warm is it here? Yeah, the sun. Oh, so is this the veranda that guy was talking about? Okay, so this is the veranda. Oh, that's nothing. This veranda, there's nothing wrong with this veranda. I've been to a few places where the verandas have been completely rotted away. This still looks pretty strong to me. If this is the one he's talking about. There's a couple of inscriptions there on the corner, Bill. Hello. I listen to Radiohead. Have you heard of them? They're pretty obscure. Dear demon, I come in peace. Come say hello. I really want to meet you. I've got papers here. Someone was storing some sort of architecture here. Guide for Construction Steelwork Regional Winners preparing for the 1985 Nationals. So it's got nothing to do with the school, because the school was long closed in the 80s. Oh, this is where you have to be careful. This is, you don't know here whether or not the floor's going to give way. Looks pretty strong to me. Bill, have a look at this. I think this is the one with the chalkboard. This is the first proper chalkboard I've seen. Wow. Yeah, this building here is in complete dismay. It's derelict. All the bats have just crumbled from the wet. Phil was here in 2007. Have you got any chalk on you? You want to see if it writes? You brought some chalk, didn't you? Write the Jenny Luscombe RIP on there. That's the perfect spot for it. We've still got another little section down here. I might grab the phone off Bell and take a few pictures here. So Bell has just written a small inscription here. RIP Angel Wendy Luscombe. I'm surprised there's not more of it here. Probably a lot of people don't know the story. As I said, if it wasn't for that Channel 9 50-year anniversary of the school closing in 1974 last year, I would not know anything about it. Hang on, Belle, where are you going? There's a whole bunch here that we haven't seen. Look how much shit's in this room. We'll start over here first and we'll come back. So which door did we go in? This one over here?
Yes. That's all right, yeah.
Which one? Oh, this one here. Alright, so we went up the stairs. Okay, so we have to go in here. So we'll sweep all these rooms. And then, I think this is the last building. Okay, we've got another, see a newish chalkboard? Look how new that chalkboard looks. And this is another newer type chalkboard as well. These look really new. So, that'll make a good picture when we walk down there. Take a picture shooting back on here. Nice and warm. I wonder what the temperature is. I can't feel my feet. I can't feel my feet. My toes, I can't feel my toes. It's so cold. But like Rainbow, we've been taught to ignore pain and weather. That's right, you've had a kid, so you know what real pain's all about. And considering old Brit's 6 foot, was she a big baby? 9.5 pounds? Natural birth?
Don't talk about pain? Let's not talk about pain.
Imagine.
I don't know it. I'm sorry.
Imagine. I'm going to have to get over there somehow. Once we walk down there, I'm going to get back over here and shoot back into this building. It's got a very unique design. This chalkboard's been removed. Just in and out of the rooms. I wonder where the chapel was. If there's any mature ladies that used to go to this school and you recall where the chapel was, let me know in the comment section. Can you see that? I'm blowing out my mouth. Look at all the grass in the gutters up there. We've got one more little explore after this. It's more of a curiosity because it comes up online as a tourist attraction, but I can't find anything on satellite maps of where to enter it from. It looks like you're going through private property, so I'm going to go on Wombian Caves Road to see if we can find how to get into it. Now look at the old radiators to keep the room nice and warm. See it? That looks really old. Is that what it would have been? I think that's what it was. This may have been with with water, and the water would have been hot, which kept the room nice and warm. Huh? Yeah. No, we'll walk around and get into the other room. Well, there's no going the other way. Well, you're not going to climb out the window back in the day.
Probably would have come along here.
Like to do that?
I can't see how you get into that.
Okay, let me just go out here and see if there is a way around. If not, I'll come back out through the window. Oh, okay. So let's walk all the way down here. See if we can turn this corner and enter it this way. Looks like there was a path once upon a time, but Belle's probably right. The easiest way would be going out that window. Noticed all these trees, how they've been purposely planted back in the early 1900s. Notice these ones here, 1, 2, 3, purposely planted. That's the first radiator grill, heater grill that I've seen actually. Unless I haven't noticed, and runs all the way along and up to the top section. There may have been some up the top, I just didn't notice it. Just classrooms, yeah?
Don't know what that terrible build looks in there.
This one here,
Yeah.
this one's,
Science in there too.
yeah, this one's newish. There's carpet. Decorations service. Metropolitan home, colonial homes. Fuse box. Tell you what, this X80 GT2 is holding up beautifully. So I've got a whole bunch of straw. Okay, so it's from the roof. So from the bats, from the insulation bats. So what, did they have straw in them? So there has been plenty of fires at this place. So we're down the car park down here. This, I think, is where, okay, so there's the barbed wire down here. So this is where the school must end. So maybe it wasn't a tennis court that I seen. So pool and a tennis court. Where's the pool and the tennis court? Yeah, I think I'll have to walk on that path. Oh, really? Okay, just keep it. No. We'll keep on taking pics. Huh? Yeah, no, but I'm just saying, yeah, outside around. And then whatever you don't have, I'll give you my other phone here. And we'll charge it back up in the car. So. That's right. You got the screen off on it? Cool. I'll just go out back through that window and out back towards the other main buildings. See if we can find the pool and the tennis court. Hey, Bill. Come this way. No, come back around. Where we were before. What? No, come back over this way. I want to show you something. Kathy Newman and Sally Roth, ex-Skeggs girls, visited and discovered this board on the 7th of the 9th, 2002. Names below were put here by Year 8 students on the day the school closed in 1974. Please do not interfere with boarded area. Please make contact. Look at the second name.
Shit.
Yeah, I know. And see what it reads? Look how interesting it is. It was put here in 1974. The girls inscribed their names in 1974 when it closed.
That's a bit spooky, that.
It's very spooky.
I think it was on our... They were Skeggs girls.
Skeggs girls. And the names at the bottom there is from when the school closed. Yeah, see where it says RIP little sweetheart, all thinking of you? You reckon that's got to do with Wendy?
What? Yes. Oh, yes, definitely.
I'd say it was.
I
I know.
Just...
I know.
So that really means that
Look at this, is that?
Newman and Alaskan went to the school.
Does that say 67? 10th of the 9th?
Yeah.
No, 17 I think. I don't think 67. There's one there from the 80s.
So they went...
23. Yeah, I don't think there's any... I don't think I've ever seen pictures from this room before. A lot of people may not have come in this room. Very interesting, huh? Very interesting indeed. There's a bin. I'd say you would have been able to walk through here once, but not now. Do you want to just cut through here? I think we can cut through here. It's not that bad. Saves us going around back through the classroom and out the window. I don't know what the main building is, Ostomy, that's heritage listed. It might be that one. Looking at that there, that looks pretty old. It looks like a main building to me. What do you reckon? Those little bits down there were add-ons, that's with the aluminium, but this here looks pretty old. Yeah, so the turning circle's here. It does go down a little bit further. See, the fence goes all the way down there. See if there is a path walking down. It's got to be... Maybe the pool's been filled in, but it did say on that report that there was a pool and tennis court here. There's the flagpole, have you seen? Where? Oh, they got roses here from back in the day. Someone was looking after this area. Look, there was a little pond in the middle. Yeah, see pebbles. Look, this was a real nice little place with maybe a little wishing well or something where you'd throw money in. So this is where you just walked around. This was not for cars. It had its own little brickwork. And it had nice pebbles all around. This would have looked beautiful back in the day. Little garden, yeah. Probably fish in there. The roses still standing. No one looking after them yet. They're still flowering. There hasn't been a flag up there for a while. So there is fence on either side telling you where the borders are from the school, but okay, so it does go up this way. This is where I thought I saw the tennis court. Belle? Belle, I'm just going to head up that way, yeah? Just follow me up this driveway. So you've got a barbed wire fence here. So that's someone else's property on that side. This will give us a good look at that other building with the sun behind us. Okay, so we've got a border up here as well. Looks to be a gate. I don't think the school goes any further than here. Cyclone quality gates. Still goes through. Still might be part of the school. Maybe it's just overgrown. God, it's cold here. Alright, we've got a wall over there. It may suggest, and we've got something up here like a retaining wall. So maybe this is the tennis court here. Yeah, we've got poles here. I would say this is the tennis court. Yeah, I'll get Bell down here. Okay, so this is it here. And there might be signs of a pool. You would think that, look how beautiful it is through here. I'll just wait for Bell and I'll start filming once again from here. Alright, we're going to walk up here along the side. So there's where the school perimeter ends. That's a big fence there. And this would have been the tennis court. You still see the fence here. It goes up to that other pole over there. Swimming pool might be just up here where this other retaining wall is. Or it just might have been a wall where the girls practiced to hit prior to getting onto the court. Yeah, you've got barbed wire fence there on top stopping. See, once again, look at all these trees planted on purpose. Notice how all the trees are planted on purpose from back in the day? Someone's walked down here and just put seeds. Okay, so this is where the fence ends. So you would think it was here. The grass has grown over the concrete, or maybe it was grass courts. Huh? The track. And maybe behind this wall might be the pool. A track on that side. You think the pool's up in there? Now let me walk around this
Yeah,
one, have a look.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's something here. Some sort of contraption. Well, maybe this is the tennis court. Okay, so there's no pool here. Maybe these are the tennis courts. Oh, I cannot feel my toes. Okay, so this is the tennis court right here. Bill, this is it here. The lines are still marked. Can you come up around there or not? You had, I'm trying to work out, is it 4 courts or 2? I think it's just 2 side by side. Here's the middle section here. So this is where the umpire stand would have been here possibly. And you had 1 tennis court along there. And 1 over there. The lines are still marked. As for the pool, no idea. Where do you think the pool was? Could it have been just on the other side here where the grass is? We've gone down as far as we can property-wise. We just need to maybe look a little bit further down where that driveway is. Because it does say in that Channel 9 article that a pool remains. This is where you get surf from right here. Huh? What's wrong? It died? All right. I'll give you this. Doesn't last very long, that yeah. Can we cut up through there? Is there a fence there or not? I just want to get a picture of that. Actually, come down through this way. We'll walk around and get a picture of that building and then we'll head out. Oh, did you? Okay. Well, you can use my other one. We're getting close to the next door neighbour's fence there, but I think we're still on our ground. Yeah, can you take this?
Right.
Open that up. You want me to hold?
Take
Yeah,
that.
take that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, and double click on it. There we go. And there. And hold it sideways, and just take pictures when you can. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just make sure it's clean, the lens on the back. Bell, we'll just get this building and then we'll head out. I just want to see what this building looks like from this side, because it looked to be different in style from the other buildings. See, it says here, keep out. of their property over there. Okay, he had something here. Look, he had a concrete path here. So we're going to have one more look for the pool around here. There's the path here. So the path would have led straight through there into here. So the girls, I think we said these were dorms up the top there where the girls stayed. They would have probably walked straight down to the tennis courts. Or tennis courts are just here. So there's the tennis courts right there. That's what I could see on the satellite mapping. So if you do an image of this place on Google Maps, you'll be able to see this towards the back of the property. I couldn't see a hole in the ground that shows the pool. It's got to be away from trees, so no leaves fall in or anything. It's got to be in an open clearing. This makes sense here. Maybe it was filled in. You're loving that sun. You see these hedges, or these trees here, have again been planted on purpose. Whoever was, and these ones here, whoever was the person that took care of the shrubs around here, the trees, the mowing of the lawns, I take my hat off to you, because this is not a small job. This was an everyday maintenance effort for whoever was pruning the roses, cutting the grass, keeping the driveways clean. So we head around to the left, because we've been all up there, haven't we? Yeah, we've come from up that way. Might want to get this building, Bill, maybe where we stood up the top there. Is that the building we stood up on? Where was that round? Wait, we're here. Oh, on this side. Oh, this was the other building, okay. All right, we say to this, goodbye to this section of the school. If it was my guess, I would say that's the heritage listed building right there. If you were to guess, what would you say is Austin Mee? Would you say it's that building straight up there? I would say that's it. If I was to guess, because it's just the one building on its own, I would say this is the one that they refer to Austin Mee, the one that's heritage listed, and the one that they would have to incorporate. Whoever buys this land, if they build something here, they would have to retain some sort of structure of this particular building. So I don't think cars would have come up here. This was just where the girls walk. Wondering where that driveway stops. Oh, is this the school hall? No, it's not the hall, is it? Have we been in this one? Oh, it is the hall. Okay, alright, so this is the hall. There's all the vines, look at that. Hey, Bill, come and grab the vines. Get a picture of the vines here. There's that guy with the face in the window there. So this was the school hall, yeah? And then we came down this driveway. We'll go around the other side of this building here. I don't think we've done it, so. How cool do those vines look? Yeah, we'll walk around that way because we haven't come that way. So I'm trying to walk under these awnings, but nature has taken over. That's where all the paint's cracking on the wood here. Well, we'll go have a look anyway. Sure, no, there was some sort of path there, wasn't there?
No.
There wasn't. There's got to be something on the other side of that building. I don't think we're going to be lucky enough to find the pool. Unless it was sort of like enclosed indoors somewhere. But we've been through every building. I thought, oh, okay, yeah, I get your drift. So it's just bush here.
Yeah, it's just pushed down that side.
Okay.
On the lake.
Yeah. I know, it's a stunning spot, isn't it?
I mean, if it was a live here, the tree.
Well, I can understand why they want to make it age kept home. Can you imagine if older people lived here? It'd be beautiful. Can you see the rock retention wall here?
Yeah, well, just look at those guys.
Okay, hang on, there is a path down here. Where does that path go to? There is a path that goes on the other side that might lead you out. So turning left takes you to the back of the property where the tennis courts were, and turning right, you've still got asphalt. So this must take you out. So we'll just head out this way, I think, and that's it. We'll take a nice picture of that building where we're standing up on there, and then we'll head out and we're done. We'll leave the swimming pool to someone else. There's the gate up there, so if you want to go right to the end of the school property, just head up through the gate up there. You can see the main drag that will take you back to Bowral and Mittagong. Would you say cars drove up here? I think they would have too. I reckon cars would have driven all the way down to the back. Look at that dead tree. I'm just going to film the front gate walking out, and that's it. The tour is complete. Where so much sadness happened in the early 1960s. 1961, 10 years before I was born. That Miss Luscombe was murdered here. Shot through the heart. Hang on, Belle. Got something here, come on through. Does this take you into the rooms that we're in or not? You've got doors here. Motors. And the air conditioning. Come up through here. There's like a motor or something you can take a picture of. A compressor or something. Really old school. And fuses that are still intact. It was the air conditioning duct. You can see through the hole there. I'll shine the light on here, see if you can get all these fuses. Maybe pop back in through there. Got it? Alright, hang on, I'll hit this. There is a date on here. My eyes aren't the best, but there's a date on there. It'll give you an idea of how long. Look at the old cigarette butt. And there was a hole through here that probably goes underneath the buildings or something. Bit of wood up there that must have run pipes, and someone's actually smashed through the brickwork up there to crawl through, maybe fix something. I think there was another door just on the other side here too. The old light switch. Did you get a picture of the old light switches? Just come back through.
I was just about to take
Oh, were you?
I just thought I'll get the old lights.
Yeah, the old light switches. Hope you got it on.
Yeah, I have. It's just gone off there.
Oh,
now.
you're put on filters.
No, get it back on there.
Photo. Oh my goodness. Is your hands cold? Belle's been dropping a few things. I can't feel my toes. I can't feel my toes. At least the sun's out. You know, it could be worse. We could have wind. Hang on, Belle. Is there a door here?
Oh, well, I'm not going in that.
Hang on. Too spooky. Oh, there's nothing in. Yeah, get in the sun. This has got to do with the air conditioning or heating, all this stuff here. Air conditioning, and there's some tiles that they've thrown down. You see a lot of videos, and the guy that came in when Channel 9 was here last year was talking about how haunted and scary it is. Things like that have never played on my mind. I never see, like, I deal in reality. He spoke about some branch falling off and making a noise, but the tree had no branches or something like that. So if you believe in that stuff, it's like the placebo effect. You believe in that stuff, you'll hear noises, you'll hear this and hear that. Unless I can see a figure or a shadowy movement somewhere up there, or a curtain move or something like that, then I'm not a real believer. You see all these ghost apps and everything like that people use.
Look at that. Beautiful. Look at
I know, stunning.
oh, the bulrushes.
There's the main road there.
Oh, beautiful. It's a beautiful property.
It's a absolutely amazing property. Imagine in the early 1900s what a sleepy little village Mossvale was. So we're now coming on to the other road, yeah? Remember where there was a fork in the road down here? So that's the building that we first got into here, and we went upstairs. These beautiful trees, the colours. If you're ever going to explore this, now's the time to do it. Because the colours and all the trees, leaves falling on the ground, makes far better video, far better pictures. There's something here as well. Got some stone. Looks like a tree somewhere, maybe where they sat down or something. Some sort of monument. If you're looking at getting into exploring, this is one very easy explore to do. So if you're up here in the Southern Highlands, come and hit it early morning. Take you probably about 2 hours to go through all the buildings. See if you can find the swimming pool, something that we didn't manage to do. Oh look, Bill, fox, it's taking a shit. He's just gone into the thorny bush there. Did you see him or not? That's what I must have ran through when I was looking out the windows when I was back there. Look out for the foxes. Look at that tree up there. Can you zoom in on that tree up there, the one that's fallen down? Can you see it? I'm going to see if I can zoom in with the camera. Look how eerie that is. I'm trying to work out, has it fallen down? Has it not fallen down? Alright, let's walk down this driveway. Once we get close to the gate, we'll sign off. Bill was just talking about how many blackberry bushes there are along the driveway here. The girls back in the day would have had an abundance of food just walking up. Just wanted to get a bit of footage before we get back to the gate of the creek or the stream that runs through underneath the bridge here. And it curls around. So what's going to happen to this place? I've got no idea. 2016 I first heard about it and it's still here. I would say in another 10 years, 2035, it still might be here. Again, look at all these trees that have been planted on purpose, starting from this one here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, over 20, and on this side as well. All the same colour trees. There's a house up the top here. It must be his property next door. You can see the border where the fence is, the barbed wire fence for the school here. Got a nice dam on this side where the ducks are frolicking, swimming around. Bill's taking selfies. That is the tour complete. Just heading back out the gate. Thought I'd do a little bit of filming here, show you what this gate looked like. That's where all the cars would have driven through. Got the private property sign from way back. Thanks for joining us. You will find a lot of short videos on YouTube about this place. The Sydney Church of England Girls Grammar School, better known as Skeggs up here at Mossvale. But this one is a real detailed walk around the entire school grounds. Bell's left a rose here for the death of young Wendy. So until we see you again on the next adventure or explore from beautiful Moss Vale. Adios.
Hang them is often the first response, or lock them up and throw away the key. In the wake of mindless, sickening crimes, there's always outrage, always support for the toughest punishment possible. But seldom do we have the opportunity to see what happens when those tough sentences are applied. Tonight, we do. We've been allowed a rare insight into the lives of two men convicted of unspeakable crimes and condemned to prison for life. Rare access to the minds of two murderers who at first glance might look like ordinary old men, but who, in reality, are truly wretched creatures. Between them, they've served more than 80 years in jail, and that's, most likely, where they'll die. In another prison, a similar story. Leonard Keith Lawson. In the last 46 years, or 16,500 days, he's been a free man for one stretch of 5 months, and that was in 1961. To kill time, he smoked more than 500,000 cigarettes.
Last Christmas, I sat down with my family at the Christmas table. My daughter was 6 years old, and now she's 53.
Yeah, it's not a great record, is it?
Certainly isn't.
Would you like to be forgiven?
I would like to be forgiven, but I wouldn't expect to be forgiven. They say that unless you can forgive yourself, you cannot expect others to forgive you. Well, I can't forgive myself and never will be able to. Never in a million years.
Len Lawson's crimes were horrific. They started back in 1954 when the promising photographer and cartoonist raped 2 women. For that, he was sentenced to death.
I was numb. I was virtually in shock, I suppose, for quite a while. But, it was wonderful to get the death sentence. You got a ration of butter, enough to spread about 4 slices of bread every day. That was the privilege you had for being on the death sentence. Yeah.
Lawson beat execution on appeal. He was a model prisoner and after just 7 years was released. It was a fatal mistake. 5 months into his freedom, he'd reoffended, this time adding murder to his crimes. The newspapers of the day told the chilling story. Lawson raped and murdered a Sydney teenager. The next day, he shot and killed another girl during a siege at her school. This time, the judge ordered that Len Lawson never be released from jail.
You'd think that all the years that pass, it'd get easier, but I've found that the more years that pass, the harder it gets.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I can never understand what happened up here that made me do what I did, because it's against everything that I normally believe in.
Yet it was you.
It was me. Whatever happened to me mentally, I'm damned if I know, because I had a normal upbringing, I had a great family life. Just something happened up here and I went haywire. I just completely lost the plot.
Is prison still our best option in terms of punishment?
It's the only option. The only option for cases like this.
Criminologist Professor David Bile says with the average age of prisoners increasing, just what to do with people like Lawson and MacDonald is becoming a worldwide problem. What is appropriate punishment?
The punishment is loss of liberty. It's being in prison. People go to prison as a punishment, not for punishment. There's no secondary add-on punishment apart from not being able to get out.
I had everything. I had a wonderful wife. I had 3 beautiful, healthy kids that anybody could be proud of. And I lost them. My daughter I didn't see for 27 years. My eldest boy was killed when he was 22 in a car smash. I hadn't seen him since he was 5. I never knew him as a man. And my youngest son is now 49. The last time I saw him, he was sitting in his high chair having his breakfast. Unlike my daughter, he's never tried to contact me and never wanted to.
You can understand why he may not want to see you.
Of course I can understand. I don't blame him one bit.
This is considered minimum.
Medium.
Medium security. Okay. Grafton Jail is Len Lawson's home. For the last 11 years, he's been classified as a low-risk prisoner. But for the 3 decades before that, it was the concrete walls of maximum security.
There were 28 years. I never saw the stars, I never saw the moon, I never saw a sunset or a sunrise. I never walked on grass. You're walking on concrete all the time.
What do you miss most?
Oh, children, laughter of children. And of course I wouldn't be a man if I didn't say I missed female company. I mean, it's hard to maintain a normal outlook when you're living in those circumstances, you know.
Do you think you're normal?
I'd like to think I am. But, I wasn't 39 years ago, that's for sure.
And you have a key to your own room.
Yes, thank God. You have to. Place is full of thieves.
If redemption and rehabilitation are possible, then Len Lawson wants the world to know he's at least trying.
Right.
So this is home?
This is home, yep. This has been my home for the last 11 years. Everything you see in here is all I've got to show for 73 years of living. My sole possessions.
His tiny cell doubles as an artist's studio. He donates his paintings to charities.
I determined many, many years ago that I'd at least try and put something back into society. And the only way I could do that is by working for charity, raising money for charities, and by doing that, I've at least been able to live with myself up to a point anyway.
He says he feels he's put something back into society through his artwork. Has he, do you think?
Yes, probably. But it's, what he's put back is trivial compared with what he's taken out. Now, some people might want to say it would have been easier if we'd hanged them at the time, but there are a lot of arguments which would suggest that that's not a good idea. For example, it costs much, much more money to proceed down the track of executions than it does to keep people in jail. I know with the last hanging in Australia, that of Ryan in Victoria in 1967, we could have kept him in jail for 1,000 years. That would have been less expensive than the costs of all the appeals that went on in that particular case.
Letting a man live, if he's got any conscience at all, is the worst punishment that you could hand him.
So that death sentence you were given would have been kinder?
I thought early in the piece, yes. There were times when I thought to myself, I wish to God they had strung me. But I'm glad now that I was allowed to live, because I've been able to redeem myself up to a point anyway.
Both told me their days of evil were long gone, but I'm not sure how much trust society would put on their word.
And I'm shocked by what's going on in the world, believe you me.
You can't be.
Oh, God, I can't believe it.
So you're safer in here, Len?
I reckon I am. A hell of a lot safer.
You know how ridiculous this sounds coming from you.
Yeah, I suppose so.
You must see what I'm saying. I mean, you can't tell me how dreadful the world is now, given what you contributed to it.
Yes, yeah, I suppose it does sound rather ironic, but it's the way I feel. I can't help it.
Would you like to be let out?
Well, as far as I'm concerned, the final disgrace, the final shame would be to die in jail.
So what is your future? How do you see the rest of your life?
Well, I don't expect it to be very long, much longer. I mean, I've got more things wrong with me than the Collins submarines.
Are you a religious man?
No, I am not religious.
So you're not worried about hell?
No, I believe that hell is here on earth. I've lived in hell for the last 39 to the last 46 years, and this is where hell is.